really, get the message. Just so you know, I'm an intuitive reader. I use the cards to guide me in the message that comes to me. This is a general love reading. It may not apply to everyone, so please check your sun, moon, and rising sign. I will be opening up personal readings and maybe do an extended sometime this month. And please like, share, subscribe to my channel, leave comments below. I really want to hear how you feel about the reading. And let's go ahead and get started here. So I laid out your overall energy card for the year, which is the Five of Wands. So just getting the overall energy that this year is going to be about a lot of competition. In a general sense, it could be in regards to love. It could be in regards to relationships, your work, whatever it is, there's going to be competition going on. And so just getting started with the month of January, which is happening now. And just so you know, my readings are timeless, so when you receive the message is when you're supposed to receive the message. I know you can't see the cards, so I'll bring them as close as I do the reading here. So the first card was the World, which for January, I think this is actually a very, very good card, Cancer, that you've completed a cycle, or you will be completing a cycle in January. Whether that's a relationship, really making some final decisions on what you want to do career-wise. January is when you're going to really set that tone for the year, which is a great thing. And just proceeding or following the World card is the Lovers card in reverse. So in February, which is very interesting because, February this year is a leap year, and also a year where a lot of people are focused on love and relationships. Some people break up in February. Some people get together in February. But it's just a month that does center around love, and I think that this month Spirit's telling me to really focus on the inner self-love that you need, because this year is going to be a bit turbulent in the sense that you're already an emotional sign and you're going to be dealing with a lot of competition, so that also is going to feel anxiety, so February is a time that you're going to really need to kind of dive into your spiritual self and just do whatever kind of self-healing, or plan a trip. Spirit saying plan a trip, or plan a trip to the spa, or something that just brings you to your center. Now moving on into March, it's going to be a very, very good month for you, because you're going to be collaborating with other people on projects, on ideas, just a lot of collaboration. Maybe you're going to just be getting out and doing more social events, or if you're in a relationship, you and your partner are going to come more together in March and be on the same page. Just the Three of Pentacles, and if you see here, it's a man and a woman, and looks kind of like a priest, So this is definitely a material month, so you're going to see a lot of things materialize in a collaboration or relationship that you have going on right now. So moving on into the month of April, one of my favorite cards is the Ten of Pentacles. So once again, there's going to be a lot of things that's going to materialize, but here's the thing. The real question for this month is what you're working on. Is whatever you're working on really worth you doing? You're going to either question that, or you're going to have a moment of, what am I doing? Is the hard work that I'm putting in, the extra time, the extra, education, or whatever it is it really going to get me to what I'm trying to achieve? So Spirit's telling me here that, there's going to be a point in April where It's not that your finances are going to be rattled, but you're going to be going hard on getting things in order, especially when you come from March with dealing with new collaborations, new ideas with other people. And I feel I'm getting a sense of tension in my chest right now. So I feel a build up to this anxiety that's going to come over you starting in April. That's what I'm feeling right now. So moving on to May. May, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Swords, I mean, if you look in this, image right here, it looks like some deception. Or, maybe not deception. Maybe you feel like, you know what? And if you're in a relationship, maybe there's going to be a little deception going on in May. You're not going to be seeing eye to eye. And it may not be somebody cheating. It may just be deception in the sense that you're not on the same page. Somebody, sometimes when you get in relationships, you're like, okay, this is the plan. And the person's like, yeah, this is the plan. So then all of a sudden they didn't change the plan, but they didn't tell you. So you're wondering why things aren't going the right way. Like, I thought we planned to work on our finances. I thought we planned on a trip. I thought we planned on me doing certain educational things or certain conferences or whatever to get my career started or career going. But yet that person, things just never kind of go right because the person that you are collaborating with, a spouse or friend, business partner, accountability partner, they're agreeing to what you're saying, but they're not actually really agreeing to what you're saying. So you're doing one thing and they're doing a whole nother thing. So this month in May, there's going to be a buildup here. Just from what I'm seeing here, moving forward, knowing this year is going to be a lot of competition. You may be competing with yourself. You may be trying to get out of the same patterns. And I know with you Cancers, you focus so much on security that you're okay with going back into that shell, back into that box because it's comfortable and you're familiar with it. You know how to interact when you deal with that shell life. And so coming into your month, June, you got the Three of Cups in reverse, okay? So I think in June, I really feel in June that you're going to start going back into that shell life. Not only that, it's your month, you're going to start reflecting on your life. But you're going to start going back into the mode of, what am I doing here? I want to go back to my comfort zone. I want to go back to what's secure. And I really feel that this year is about getting out of that box. And I know it's very, 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 very hard to change the pace, change what you knew as being familiar to something really unfamiliar, to step out the box, or even get to the point where, acknowledge or say to yourself that there is no box. So that means your success, your life is limitless. So opportunities can pour in for you. And in the month of June, I really have a sense of you're going to go back into that Cancer shell. But please be aware of that. And shell time's good for you, but too much shell time can be could hold you back on what you're trying to do. And the world doesn't stop because you're in shell time either. So it may affect other people if you're in a relationship or whatever. So July, Knight of Swords in reverse. This to me, once again, is indicating that you're going to move into the whole summer just in that shell mode, moving slower pace, possibly getting down on yourself because it's hard. Competition, collaboration, all that stuff happening in the first part of the year is going to be hard because of the fact that you're not really a person that likes to have confrontations with people. So, you know, you avoid it, which is good and bad, because if something gets complicated, something gets hard, you start to go into, well, you know, I'm just going to be by myself because I know myself, I'm comfortable with myself. And just from getting these cards so far, this is the first part of the year. This is second, July. Now we're getting into August, which is also another summer month. And you have here the Eight of Cups. So you're going to be definitely in your emotions right now. I mean, just starting with June. I mean, June started out with the cups, you know, so your emotions, you're going to be overly emotional, maybe even crying, and, you know, and that's okay. Don't think that being emotional is a problem. And I think a lot of people think that they got to be oh so strong for everything. And when things get hard, that, you know, it's bad to have a feeling. Sometimes you got to have feelings that have allow yourself to feel without even trying to regulate them. Just let them have a place of their own, you know. But I'm sensing that you're going to be too much in your feelings coming into August for sure. You're going to be like, you know, if you're in a relationship, you're going to be like, I don't want to be in this relationship no more. Should I let it go? Should I walk away? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like this person. They're not making me feel good. I don't like this job. I don't like my situation. I want something better, different. You're going to feel like that through the entire summer. And I advise, Spirit's telling me that the best thing you can do right now is to kind of just work on your, you know, like February said, work on your inner self. How do you care for yourself? What are you doing for you? You know, you're a sign of, you're like the mother sign of the zodiac, Cancer. So you are naturally inclined to nurture everyone around you and nurture everything around you, care about everything and everyone around you. But how are you caring for yourself? What do you like to do? What do you like to do? What do you want to do? Now moving into the Queen of Swords, you know, typically the Queen of Swords, she's very rigid, very knows what she wants, you know, more of a masculine energy. In reverse, of course, now you're dealing with, you know, which is a true Cancer feeling, more into the feminine energy. Not so sure as to what direction you want to go. So now you go from beginning your year with the completion of your cycle, having to focus on some self-care. Once again, this whole energy of this year is about competition. So you may be competing with others. You may be doing a lot of competing with yourself, looking for other jobs and opportunities, really kind of getting out there and pushing yourself towards your goal. So it's very important to really, and you know what, I say this when it comes to having any, you know, goals, especially throughout the year. This year is, you know, special because you have more days in 2020, is to write out what you want, Cancer, and write out why you want it. So you won't get in your feelings and forget that why you feel that way in the first place. You can always have something to reference. So now going into October, the Hermit card. The Hermit card is a very spiritual card. I feel with this Hermit card, just from the energies that are presenting itself in the months before, that you're gonna be exhausted. You're gonna be really, like I said, still in your shell time, exhausted. I think, once again, the best way to kind of get out of that exhaustion is to have a book, a paper, or something reminding you as to why you're doing what you're doing. Even if you just write down why you're in the relationship that you're in. You know, you don't like this person, but why did you get with them in the first place? Maybe you forgot. Maybe you forgot about being grateful and appreciating the little small things, you know. or even down to your career choices. Why did you start that career choice in the first place? You know, why do you want to get out of that career? You know, what is it that made you have that feeling in the first place? Because you're always in your feelings, and it's not an insult, it's just what it is. You know, I love cancers. I have a thing for cancers. I understand them, but I think that a lot of times your emotions get in the way of your logic. So if you write down logical ideas, something that you can reference, and then you're like, aha, well, now I remember while I'm doing what I'm doing, you know, even though I kind of don't want to deal with nobody or keep on doing what I'm doing because I'm in my mood, because my mood changes according to the moon cycle, then you can keep on pushing forward because you have to, you know. You have to. You're going to be, and I say challenging situations throughout the year, little small challenging situations, because you're going to be having to, once again, overall energy is competing with others. So it's not just going to be you. Even if you don't want that, you're going to still be in a position where you have to show who you are, Cancer, and I know you can. Now, coming into November, which this is their signs, the Chariot. Chariot is rushing. You know, the Chariot is fast. You know, something's going to fast and move in there for you, Cancer, and it's going to really change you. Maybe your pace is going to change. You're going to get out of that shell time. You're going to start rushing towards what you want, and maybe that's because we're going towards the end of the year. Now, Cancer, please, I know, like, this one thing y'all do is wait. And I'm not saying wait in a sense of procrastination. I was saying you wait, you second guess yourself, you overthink, and then time goes by. You kind of like step out there a little bit, come back in. You step out there a little bit and come back in. But you have to know that time does not wait on you. It's not going to wait on anyone. And that's only because security is very, very important to you. And it's important to everyone. But sometimes you have to go against that idea of security to know that you're going to be okay and you're going to reach your ultimate goal. Now, going into the Hangman, something's going to give. I sense a relationship change in December. I sense a job change in December. Something that's no longer serving you, that's no longer working. There's going to have to be a change that's going to happen, and you're going to realize that coming into December that you just can't do it anymore. It's just getting the best of you. And you know, if it was for a relationship, you know, maybe your relationship is your ideas. First of all, I think that your ideas, a relationship is going to change. What you expect from a relationship is going to change. Maybe you're not expecting enough. Maybe you don't feel like you deserve what you feel that you need, and you get mad over that because you're not going for what you think that you deserve. Or even with a job, you know, yeah, you're getting paid. Yeah, it's getting you for the most part through the month. But is that really what makes your heart sing? Your soul at ease, puts you at peace. And let's go ahead and do some extra clarifying cards here. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and use my other deck. And this one I will actually shuffle on camera. So let's go ahead and get more information. Spirit, please guide me on the situation that Cancer is currently in right now. Just more information. Show me what's going on with Cancer. And this may not resonate with everyone. Show me what's going on with Cancer. What is their current situation right now? What is their current situation right now? What is Cancer's current situation right now? There we go. Nine of Swords. You're feeling down on yourself, Cancer. And I think you're cutting yourself. I think that what you need to do with just having the swords of here, the Nine of Swords, and just a sense of exhaustion that you're having right now, is that you need to communicate how you feel with somebody. I don't know, maybe a partner. Sometimes communicating, you know, I'm a firm believer that when you're in a partnership, a relationship, a spouse, you know, some people say, yeah, my spouse is my best friend. Sometimes that's not always a good thing that's workable for your relationship. Maybe you need to seek outside help, because sometimes you have to have a space of your own that you can just have for yourself and deal with yourself, and not have everybody or anybody in the relationship, or, you know, your spouse or partner or whatever you got going on, know everything about you. It kind of keeps that mystery about you, that thing that, oh, there's something always that they're wondering, you know. And if you have a partner that you can share everything with, that's great. If you feel reserved about that, and I know that with Cancer is that you're very private, mysterious. You don't like to open up to a lot of people, but you have to open to somebody. And so I encourage counseling, spiritual counseling, praying if you need to, talking to God, keeping a journal, gratitude journal. But don't get down on yourself. Don't feel like you're alone this year, because you're not. You're not. You have a great, wonderful year ahead of yourself, you know. You're not alone. Let's get some more clarity. What are some of Cancer's obstacles here? What is Cancer's obstacles? Spirit, tell me, what's Cancer's obstacle? Oh, there we go. Four of Coins, Cancer. Okay. Four of Coins. You know, the Four of Coins can come off as, for me, the way I interpret it is a few different ways. But one of the ways is that it's either you're not giving enough, or or maybe you're holding back. You're holding too much. And so I'm sensing it's more of that you're holding too much in right now. Whether it's frustration, whatever it is, you're holding it in. You're holding it to yourself. You know, you're holding on to what your idea of security is. You're holding on to that emotional baggage. And that's getting in your way. That's getting in your way. And you have to release. You have to let go. And you have to know, and this is one thing, and I have to tell you how abundance works. Abundance works this way. It's a give and take. In order for you to receive, you have to give. So if you were to say give something, you'll receive it in return. So that means that if you're living in abundance as opposed to scarcity, and so that kind of trickles down to having a fear of being insecure and lacking, then you won't have a problem of just letting go. Let things be what they are. Let yourself be guided. You're a very intuitive sign, very spiritual. Just allow it to be. And know that it's okay. Let's give me some more clarity on this situation here and what Cancer needs to do to really get to where they need to get to. This one wanted to come out. This first card was the High Priestess. Alrighty, so we have the High Priestess. Once again, there is, this is dealing with secrets or the deep down internal world. And what you need to do is release. You need to release. You need to have somebody that you can confide in, that you trust throughout this year. Not a lot of somebody. It's just somebody that you can really turn to and be all you can be with them in a sense of the emotional side. Somebody you can talk to, somebody you can cry to, complain to, and they just get you. They just get what you're going through. They just they just perfect ear, perfect advice, non-biased. They give you what you're looking for as far as the communication and the understanding and the attention that you seek. So let's go ahead and get some more clarification on this Nine of Swords for our wonderful Cancers here. And what Ten of Wands? A few cards came out, but Ten of Wands showed first. Yeah, once again, you're carrying a burden. The burden by yourself. You're weighing yourself down. Just like I've been saying, Cancer, can't weigh yourself down. You weigh yourself down spiritually as well, emotionally. Everything about you is being weighed down right now. You feel overwhelmed. You're doing everything, or you feel like you have to do everything. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to just kind of do everything for yourself. Or maybe you have things that you want your way, and it's you feel like you got to step in and make sure it happens your way. Let's get some more clarification on this Four of Coins. These cards are so small. Spirit, please guide me. Oh, there we go. Star card in reverse. You've been very successful, Cancer, and you're not acknowledging how successful you've been. Oh, the High Priestess. Chariot card in reverse. Chariot card in reverse. What I'm getting here with the Chariot card in reverse, just clarifying the High Priestess in reverse, is that this is a time, and I'm not saying to, like I know with the Chariot card in upright came in November, but what I'm saying is that I think that you need to just stop for a moment and tend to yourself. Talk to someone about what you're going through, and sometimes it's not, you may not go through anything bad. Sometimes you have to just sort out your feelings about what you're going through, period. So let's go ahead and do 3 angel answer cards to kind of wrap this reading up. I know this is a little longer because it is your 2020 forecast. I like these angel answer cards because they're pink and there's a lady on it, and they're pretty broken in. I use them all the time. All right, angels, please guide me. What's the message for Cancer? Give me a message for Cancer. Give me a message for Cancer for the year 2020, this new decade. What does Cancer need to know? Cards are just pouring out. Okay, well, 3 came out, so let's go ahead and do it. All right, so we have no. I take this as learn to say no. No. Mommy, what are we having for dinner? Can we have pizza? No. Maybe you need to practice no, practice it in the mirror. Or at work, you want to help with this project, even though you're not required to do it. Do you want to help with this project? No. Learn to say no. No need to worry. Yes, Cancer, do not worry. Do not worry this year. And I know it's easier said than done. Do not worry this year. And if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your pathway and your goal and your purpose and your passion, you will succeed. This is Royalty Rising Intuition 1111. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. And this is your 2020 forecast for this year. And thank you so much for joining me.